Um, we've got a couple people in attendance today, Brian and Cesar, so thank you for joining. We also have Nancy, who'll be giving a presentation later today. I see she just got promoted. We have a pretty short agenda, so I don't think we're going to take the full 2 hours unless Nancy has quite the presentation. But I think we can just right away get started, and unless, Peter, you have any announcements, we can jump right into the presentation.
No, I mean, you know how things are. Some people that have information don't talk, and some that do have some will talk too much. But I mean, with some of the park updates, like from last month, I think I'll try just doing in the general ANC meetings just to be efficient, because sometimes it'll vary, and hopefully just once a quarter, so that I don't inundate people or we as a committee. So besides that, and for, I think everyone knows each other, but Peter, I'm ANC 1C3.
And I'm Ben, I'm 06. So Nancy, the floor is yours for your presentation. Thank you for joining us.
Oh, hi, can you hear me okay?
We can.
Okay, sorry I'm not running video. But anyway, my name is Nancy Lyons, and I am a public affairs specialist for the Department of Public Works, and I am the coordinator for Murals DC. Hope everyone is enjoying this wonderful day. Again, I coordinate Murals DC, which is a mural program that has been running in the district ever since it was launched in 2007. And since then, we've installed over 130 original works of art in every ward of the city. And the program is designed to coincide with Public Works' mission to keep the city clean and to try to keep the buildings as free from illegal graffiti as possible. And in many times, painting a mural on those buildings does help to keep the tagging down a bit. I just want to let people know that any owner of a commercial building located in the district with a smooth concrete or brick public-facing wall is eligible to apply for the program. DPW provides the funding for Murals DC, and that funds the artist fees and general supplies. So outside of anything extraordinary, the mural program is free to property owners. Typically the timeline for the year. In April, we select the artists who apply specifically for the program. So the artists that we work with are artists that have applied for a Murals DC grant. In May, we finalize the properties. In June, we connect the property owner and the artist so they can discuss concepts. In July and August, the work typically begins, and the program wraps at the end of the fiscal year at September 30th. So I just want to let folks know, we certainly we're always looking for walls, for good walls that are very highly visible from vehicular as well as pedestrian traffic. Anyone who's interested can always send an email to the program to murals.dc@dc.gov, or they can send it to me, nancy.lyons@dc.gov, and that's Nancy spelled N-A-N-C-E-E. As you can see there, Lyons. And feel free to check out our website as well, muralsdcproject.com. And that provides all the information as well too. If you're interested, you can reach out and I'll send you an application and an agreement form. And that's really it for me.
All right.
I have a quick question. So thanks so much for that, Nancy. So I mean, I think that I speak for many people, which is we love murals around the city. And I actually had some constituents and constituents and people in 1C that have actually, right before the pandemic stay-at-home order stuff happened last year, they had started developing a proposal, but it was to go, I guess they didn't know where to direct it, but also it would have been inside a park. So I'm not sure exactly if that would touch with you at all, or if that would kind of cross between DPR and your office, or if you have any insight to how that process might go if a group was interested in pursuing.
So on one of the walls in one of the DPR Parks and Recreation, yeah, we work with DPR and do walls there as well. So we're certainly, in fact, I reached out to DPR last week to see if they had any facilities that they were interested in having murals on. So yeah, we definitely do that.
So is it all right if outside of this call, I can just contact you to get that process started, because DPR has been a bit swamped with stuff. Okay, cool.
Definitely. Thank you.
Thanks.
I did have a question of, in terms of the artist selection, are there any tips, anything that you could give to people who would be interested in it? Is it something you're looking for someone who has past experience? Is there, I guess, what's your process in selection or in general for artists?
So the artists, so we work with the Commission on Arts and Humanities to submit a call for artists. And we typically get about 40 to 50 applications from people who have vast experience working as an exterior muralist. So we're looking for people who have a lot of experience working on concrete and brick surfaces, large scale surfaces. Our last traditional mural, our largest mural that we did 2 years ago was 70 feet high. So we're looking for artists who are who can prove that they can take the lead on projects like that, and who are just some of the best muralists in the area in terms of doing that type of work. So we look for people who are strong on skills and experience. Typically we may have one lead artist and they may have someone who works with them. We don't typically have a lot of teams, but anyone who fits that bill is certainly welcome to apply. And that call the call for artists, if they're connected with the Commission on Arts, they will get regular updates in terms of grant opportunities. So anyone who's an artist, I would definitely recommend that they go to the dcarts.dc.gov is their website. I think it's just dcarts.dc.gov, and connect with their electronic notices so they can always be notified when there's an upcoming grant. But if they also go to our website and tune into our Twitter page, murals_DC, @murals_DC, we'll post the call as well.
Great, thank you.
You're welcome.
And then kind of on the opposite side, if we have some building owners and things in our districts who would be new to the program as well, and may think they've got a wall that would be of interest, is it something worth applying for? Is there something they can do kind of just to have someone to maybe look at some pictures or look at it to see if it's a good candidate before they fill out kind of the application? Are there any tips from that side of what you're looking for?
Yeah, I usually kind of depend on, having a relationship with ANCs, and they kind of know, the buildings that they may feel like would benefit from this kind of a program, and probably, would be able to have a good eye in terms of whether or not that they have a wall that would work. And just shoot it over to me. I mean, people can just shoot me the images of a particular wall they have in mind. And I can just take it from there. I mean, it certainly helps if we already have the property owner signed on, from the start. But, just shoot me over the image of a building, whose property owner is interested in a mural, and I'll just take it from there.
Perfect. Great. Thank you. And then I also would love to plug on your website, your mural locator, your map on your website. I was playing around with that a little bit earlier as preparing for this meeting. And it's really cool. It's a great tool. And I think, doing a little tour of the neighborhood of all the different murals and things like that would be a fun thing to do once we can all get back together.
Yeah, wouldn't that be great? We did a tour on the circulator 2 years ago. It was awesome. I can't wait to do it again.
Oh, that sounds really exciting.
Yeah.
Let us know when that happens again, hopefully.
Yeah.
Not too far into the distant future.
Yeah.
I will open it up to any attendees in the audience if anyone has any questions or comments. Looks like we have Cesar.
Yeah. First, I just want to say hi to Nancy because I've worked with her as one of the artists on a Murals DC project.
Cesar, how are you?
Good. Hi, Nancy. Yeah, I mean, the main reason I wanted to get on today is to try to let everybody know that I am very interested in not necessarily being the painter, although I wouldn't mind helping, but Ania Khan painted a mural on 18th Street. You know, in the middle of 18th Street, there's a curb cut that leads to the parking garage. And I don't know if you're familiar with that, Nancy. I'm sure the ANC commissioners here in the neighborhood know what I'm talking about. But yeah, so my thought is just that it looks like they didn't have enough budget to really paint the whole wall. And it looks like there was a mission to sort of, you know, encourage, because I know all the businesses are interested in, because they always talk about it, daytime foot traffic. And so, but I think that led to directions. Ania Khan is a good friend of mine, longtime friend, and he's a great muralist. But in this, like, out of all the murals in the whole city, this is probably my least favorite. In particular, I mean, I'd say not, you know, he did a good job. I just think he was directed to paint a woman jumping for joy with a bunch of shopping bags. And I know my wife was offended. And it's just not a good look for the neighborhood. And artists don't really respect it because it gets graffiti along the bottom edge all the time that gets whited out. And it doesn't cover the whole wall. And anyways, bottom line is, it's such a visible wall in the middle of our sort of shopping area, sort of restaurant area on 18th Street. And yeah, I just want to start seeing how we can make sure that we get Bill Duggan, I believe, is the owner of that wall. I want to get him on board. I want to get Ania Khan on board. And I want to, like, you know, envision a new project for that spot in particular.
You know, one thing I wanted to say, Cesar, is that I'm really concerned about a lot of I feel like now it just seems to be tagging season for a lot of murals. You know, I don't even know if it's about whether or not they respect the artist or the space or not. You know, I feel like there are a couple of people out there who are kind of, you know, ruining it for a lot of folks. But I do know that project that you're talking about, and yeah, I don't. I do remember there's something else. I think there's another mural on that wall too, or a faded mural or something.
Well, Nancy, what do you think about this strategy that I feel like I've seen maybe Sita, who paints Che Love, her paint name is Che Love. I've seen her like paint the better, finer details of the mural higher up and then lower down. Like, I think an example I could point to is on U Street, right off of 14th. You know, there's an image of a woman with glasses, I think, and she's got maybe a flower in her hair. And it's a very beautiful mural. And then, like, lower down, there's just less detail. And so if it does get tagged, it's just easier for the artist to come back and just clean it up. So, I mean, I think that's what I would kind of encourage for this spot. Because, I mean, yeah, it is tempting for taggers to get their name up right there.
And I do want to just add from the comments section that Brian Barry is saying that was commissioned by American Express for their Shop Small campaign, which may have been kind of some of the limitations of what the design was for.
Got you. Well, it's kind of largely ruined at this point. Anyways, it'd be interesting to get Bill Duggan and Ania Khan in on the conversation, as they're two of the most important players in trying to redesign that particular mural.
Definitely. That is a pretty well-trafficked area as well, of the 18th Street corridor. So.
Right.
So don't forget to apply when the call goes out for Murals DC this season. I look forward to working with you again this year.
Right on. Thank you. Yeah, I'll jump on.
All right, thank you very much, Cesar. It looks like, Brian, you have a comment or question?
Hey, yeah, sorry. I just wanted to address Cesar's thing. With the, I think what happened recently with that is there was some pointing and some maintenance that needed to be done to that wall. So I guess Bill had some guys do that, and then they, in the process of that, painted over part of the mural on the bottom, and then did a really sloppy job of kind of rounding it off. And I actually, when that happened, I talked to a neocon, and he was going to try to go back and restore it to the way it had been. So I don't know if he didn't do that, or didn't try, or if Bill didn't want him to, or what. But so yeah, I'm not sure. And presumably, I assume the American Express paid Bill to use that wall, but I imagine it wasn't, in perpetuity.
In perpetuity.
So, yeah. So hopefully, there's some options. But yeah, I agree that the integrity of that mural is kind of dissipated as it's been eaten away.
Well, yeah. So I guess I don't have to take the lead, but I'm happy to take the lead and just reach out to Bill and a neocon and then copy some of y'all on it, just to try to get some movement on it. I mean,
yeah, it's really, it's going to be all Bill's call, because it's his building,
right?
The building. So if you can convince him, that's the way to go.
And if they're interested in doing something different, doing a new mural, a new project, we would be happy to fund it.
Fantastic. Thank you, Nancy.
Sounds great. Well, I think this was actually very productive. Hopefully, Cesar, make sure to CC us on these communications, and we'll be happy to help out and lend as much as we can.
Right on. Thank you. Will do.
Right. Does anyone else have any questions or comments? Okay. Well, Nancy, thank you very much. If you want to stick around, feel free. Otherwise, I think we'll probably be wrapping up relatively shortly. But thank you very much.
Thank you for having me.
All right. The next item on our agenda is just a gentle reminder to submit grant applications. Those are open right now. We would, I don't think we have any applications in yet. So, we still definitely are looking for applications as we go through. Does anyone have any questions in particular? Peter, if you have anything you want to add to that, feel free.
I mean, yeah, if the whole process we can go through, if anyone wants to reach out individually, I think it's helpful. And also, if you know of anyone that's thinking about applying for funds for grants that go through a nonprofit that's registered to go to community benefit in Adams Morgan, basically, or encourage them. We have money to use. So, I mean, at some point in the next few weeks, it'd be a good idea to just, cold call some places that we think might be useful, or places that we've heard rumors of being interested or have applied in the past, and see how that goes. But new ideas and new actors involved is always a good thing for the most part. So encourage that from everyone.
Definitely, I agree with all of that. We have this money to spend, and we do want to spend it. So, every dollar we're able to put in just helps out the entire community. So feel free to reach out to us. Any questions on that? I don't look like there's any hands up. All right. Otherwise, I think we're done with our agenda. Just a reminder that I just want to make sure I got the right date for our next full committee meeting, which is Wednesday, March 3rd. So that's next week, next Wednesday. Hope all of you will be able to attend. And I think the agenda should be posted by now. Yep, it's posted on our website. And with that, I think we are done.